man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight to cut.
Yeah.
It's that's the most problematic part of MMA for sure. I was actually just having a conversation with Hunter Campbell about that. They're trying to devise strategies to discourage these big weight cuts and trying to figure out what to do.
It was crazy though because I always been skinny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people, they say, oh, he's a weight bully. He's this, he's that. And it's like, bro, I came from 132. I wasn't at, you know, you see a lot of these fighters, they in the amateurs, they like Sean Porter, he was at 165, then he went to 147.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people, they was heavier, then they dropped weight. I was at 132, and I moved up to go at 135, you know, as a professional. And I was cool with the weight. Then I just started filling out once I start, you know, working out more and doing a little strength and condition. And I just started, my body started filling out. So I kept moving up. But the weight that I was at with Canelo, that's the most comfortablest time of my career to be able to eat whatever I want, not focus on weight, just
Did you
work
feel
out.
much better in the ring because of that?
I did because that was the only time that I never, like, I had to eat to keep my weight on me.
Wow.
And it's like, and I'm not used to doing that. Like, I'm used to, you know,
Starving.
all right, we got portions. It's like they feed me big meals. I'm like, I can't eat all this, you know? But so that was the one camp that it was like the weight wasn't an issue.
Do you have a nutritionist in camp?
Yes.
And so how do they do your meals? Is it all based on X amount of protein, X
All
amount
that,
of carbs, it's all weighed out?
All that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they weigh you,
Yeah.
check you, make your body fat.
They asked me what I weigh in the morning, every morning.
What did
weigh
you
yourself.
weigh like when you got into the ring?
I think I was like 72.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a few pounds.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't weigh. I probably was a couple of pounds. Yeah.
The only difference in MMA is obviously the grappling, you know, and it plays a big advantage if you can get a lot of weight on a guy. That's why a lot of guys do it. It's also, MMA is very flawed. And one of the most flawed aspects of it is the weight classes. There's just not enough weight classes.
Yeah.
There's giant leaps. Like between 205, the next weight class is heavyweight. So it's 205 to 265. 185, the next weight class is 205. That's 20 pounds. That's nuts.
Yeah.
170 to 185. 15 fucking pounds is a lot.
A lot.
That's a lot.
7 pounds is a lot.
55 to 70. Yeah, 7 pounds is a lot.
A lot of people don't know, but I was way stronger at 47 than I was at 40. And that's only 7 pounds.
Right.
That's 7 pounds of muscle that I don't have to cut.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And a lot of people think, oh, it's just 7 pounds or 135 to 140. It's just 5 pounds. Oh, that matters.
Yes, it matters a lot. And for fighters, there's a lot of guys that are tweeners. They're too big for 155. They can't make the weight. And then they're too small for 170.
Yes.
Because at 170, you got guys that are never going to make 155. They're coming down from 210, and they're getting to 170, and they're jacked.
I know somebody that was coming out from 230 fighting at 165.
Oh, my God. Who was that?
I ain't gonna say his name.
Well, Anthony Rumble Johnson was the craziest one that I ever saw.
230.
Anthony Rumble Johnson was 230, and he was fighting at 170. I ran into Rumble once. Rest in peace. He died a few years back. I ran into Rumble once when he was fighting at 170, and he was in between fights, and I ran into him at the hotel, and he was a fucking heavyweight. He was so big, I go, what do you weigh?
Yeah.
And he said 230. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. You have to cut 60 pounds?
Yeah.
But it was killing him. It was killing him, like literally to the brink of death the day before a fight. That's nuts. That doesn't make any sense. And they were all doing it because they all felt like they had to be the biggest guy in there.
Yeah.
Not smart. No.
At all.
I think for MMA, they really need to recognize this, that one of the things that's going to stop weight cuts is give people more weight classes, give people more options. You can't, this idea of only having 8 champions, I think, in MMA is very, very limiting. It's also limiting the potential of a guy like you to go up and up and up and win championship after championship. In MMA, if you win 2 belts, that's crazy. That's the only thing anybody's ever done.
Weight classes is so far apart.
Exactly. It's the only people that have ever done it have done it in 2 weight classes. No one's done it in 3. You know, Pereira might try to do it at heavyweight. He might try to go up to heavyweight now because he's walking around like 240, which is crazy because he used to fight at 185. It's nuts. But if they had more options and they had more weight classes, I think we'd have more competitive fights. We'd have less extreme weight cutting. We'd have healthier fighters. Just more champions is better. I mean, there's a lot of guys that could be champions. There's not a weight class for them. If there's a 20-pound gap, 20 pounds is so much. If I put 20 pounds of bone and muscle on this table and show you what it looks like, you'd be like, whoa, that's a crazy amount of mass. And the difference between losing that, gaining that, being in the middle of that, it's pretty significant. So for a lot of fighters, their frame doesn't line up perfectly with whatever the division is. It just, they don't have a chance.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does.
It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Well, I think extreme weight cutting is the worst thing that's ever happened to the sport of MMA. And
any sport.
Any sport. But in boxing, it's not as extreme. No one really does it. Jerry McClellan used to do it.
Yeah.
He got real big in between fights. Real big. He was big. But that cost him in the Nigel Benn fight. I think that probably is what led to his bleeding of the brain. That's probably one of the contributing factors to why he's so hurt right now. You know, and that fucked Roy up too, because back at the time that was his biggest rival was Gerald. And you know, Roy was always like, I do not want that ever happening to me, you know.
Yeah, like like I say, when you lose that weight and you don't understand you losing that fluid in the back of your brain. You know,
and it takes days for that fluid to fully return to your brain, especially when you're just drinking the water and not IV rehydrating.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's but I mean, boxing's been around longer. They've got it figured out, and unfortunately or fortunately, the UFC dominates MMA, and they only have 8 weight classes, so everybody else only has 8 weight classes. California has instituted a bunch of different weight classes, but the UFC has a heavyweight limit. You know how crazy that is? Isn't that stupid? It's stupid, right?
It definitely is.
Talk to these people.
I'm just now learning about that.
You didn't know? 265.
No.
You have to weigh 265. So think about Tyson Fury. When Tyson Fury fought Deontay, he was like 280, 285.
Yeah.
Imagine he's got to dehydrate himself. He's got to lose 20 fucking pounds just to make the weight class. That's retarded. That doesn't make any sense at all.